Today I'll share the recipe of a very special thali. It's a without onion garlic thali. So first on my menu is dal fry, and then I have a very beautiful and flavorful dish that's methi paneer or cottage cheese and fenugreek leaves, and then I have dahi bhindi, or it's the okra or the lady's finger in a yogurt sauce, and then I have quick stir fried cauliflower and potatoes. A salad is mandatory to complete any thali. So here we have some quick salad, and then I have dry fruits pulao, very flavorful, and sesame seeds pampar, whole wheat flour bhatura, cottage cheese pudding, and to complete my thali, I have here one glass of water. You can see how beautiful my thali is looking, perfect for a festive occasion. So do try out this recipe. We love all the flavors. Hey guys, I'm Subhankari and I welcome you all to my channel Su's Food Corner. I hope you all are doing great in your lives, and if you are new to this page, do subscribe to my page and do not forget to tap the bell button. And thank you all for loving my channel so much and liking my videos so much. So let's begin with the recipe. First we'll prepare dahi bhindi or lady's finger in a nice creamy yogurt sauce. I have here bhindi or lady's finger around 300 grams. I have washed them, dried them, and I have cut them into a little bit larger size. So this should be done, and this is the size the bhindi should be cut. So here I have one nice heavy bottom kadai. I'll heat it in medium high flame, and then I'll add 2 tablespoons of oil, and to it I'll add 2 dried red chilies, half teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera, half teaspoon of mustard seeds or sarso goes in. Let the seeds butter nicely in the hot oil, and then I'll add few curry leaves. Curry leaves in hot oil gives very nice flavoring, and half teaspoon of grated ginger goes in. As this whole thali I am preparing without onion garlic, so the spices or the condiments I'll be using, that will give flavor. So now when the ginger is nicely roasted for around 20-30 seconds, there goes the lady's finger, and salt I'll add here according to the taste. So just give it a nice mix for 1 to 2 minutes in high flame, and after stirring it in high flame for 1 to 2 minutes, I'll lower the temperature to low medium and cover it and let it cook for next 5 to 6 minutes till the bhindis gets tender. Meanwhile, we'll prepare a curd. I have here normal curd around 300 grams. So what I'll add here is half teaspoon of black salt goes in here, and then I'll mix it nicely so that it gets a nice creamy and smooth texture. We'll add some water after we'll add the bhindi to this yogurt. So for the moment I have just mixed it. So it's done, and meanwhile my bhindi is done, I think. Yes, so it has been cooking for nice 7 to 8 minutes on low medium flame. I have just stirred it once in middle, and now it's looking okay. I mean, it has gained the perfect texture that I want. I mean, the bhindi in dahi bhindi or the lady's finger should be perfectly non-sticky. It should not have the slurry texture. It should be nicely roasted, and this for me is perfect. You can see how nicely the bhindis or the okras are roasted. Now let it cool. Once it cools down, we'll add this to our yogurt. So now I'll transfer the yogurt to a large bowl, and then the bhindi, see, it has cooled down, yet it's so non-sticky, and it has nicely roasted, absorbed the flavors of all the tempering. So this should be the consistency. It should not be slimy, otherwise the whole dish will get a bad texture. So this goes inside the yogurt. We had already added salt and bhindi and half teaspoon of black salt in the yogurt. So now first we'll mix it, taste it, and then we'll adjust the salt and water accordingly. So I think it requires a little more water. So I'll add around half cup of water. Normally this dish has a semi-thick consistency. So half cup of water goes in. Give it a nice mix so that everything mixes well. And to this, at this stage, I'll add 2 to 3 dried red chilies. I have roasted them, and 1 teaspoon of cumin seeds. I had dried roasted them and crushed them, and that powder goes inside this dahi bhindi, and this is, to me, is perfect. Then we'll prepare methi paneer or cottage cheese and fenugreek leaves. Quick, easy, flavorful, and very nice. 2 large tomatoes I have roughly chopped and added in a blender, 2 to 3 green chilies, 1 inch roughly chopped ginger, whole coriander seeds I have taken here 1 tablespoon, and half the amount of whole coriander seeds, that is jeera, half tablespoon I have taken. I'll add around 2 to 3 tablespoon of water and blend them to a nice smooth paste. See, this is what it looks. This paste, I mean this paste base can be used for any no onion, garlic, tomato curry gives a very nice flavoring. So I have heated a deep pan on medium high flame. 2 tablespoons of oil goes in and 1 tablespoon of clarified butter or ghee, and few whole spices I'll add. 2 green cardamom, 1 star anise, cardamom around half inch, 3 cloves I have added, and whole black pepper 4, and 1 bay leaves. The main flavoring of this dish comes from the star anise. So star anise is the hero of this whole dish because this gives a very prominent flavor. So do add this star anise. So then once it is nicely roasted for 10 seconds, then I'll add 1 tablespoon of red chili powder and 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. I have mixed it with 2 tablespoons of water, so that mixture goes in. Just fry it for 2 to 3 minutes till the oil oozes out. This whole process is done on medium flame. And then my special tip is here: if you want a nice flavoring in this no onion garlic gravy, just add 1 tablespoon of chopped coriander in the oil. That would give a very nice flavor to your gravy. Do try out this tip. Then goes the prepared paste. Mix it on open flame for 4 to 5 minutes till the extra water that we had added evaporates, and after mix it for or frying for 4 to 5 minutes, cover it and let it cook on low flame for next 7 to 8 minutes, or till you can see the gravy has gained a nice color. So after 6 to 7 minutes the oil has oozed up. Now I'll cook it for next 4 to 5 minutes by stirring in between, so that this masala paste gets a nice more dense and thicker consistency. So you can see in my video I have stirred 2 to 3 times and I have cooked for more around 4 to 5 minutes, and this masala base is ready. It has got a nice color. So at this stage, after cooking for more 4 to 5 minutes, I'll add 1 tablespoon of dried fenugreek leaves or kasuri methi. So this is where our dish gets its name, methi paneer. It gives a very nice taste. And then I'll roast for 2 to 3 minutes more. You can see the paste has changed color and consistency. At this stage goes 1.5 tablespoon of fresh cream. Now just give a nice mix, and the temperature or the flame is at low medium. So mix the cream with the sauce on low medium flame for 3 to 4 minutes till you see again oil oozes out. It will take around 2 to 3 minutes more, and see the oil has oozed out. And then at this stage goes salt as per taste, and sugar or honey, what you have you can add around 1 teaspoon. It will not give a sweet flavor, it will just balance the sweetness. And see, after roasting for 2 to 3 minutes I'll add around half cup of water. Preferably this dish has a semi thick consistency, so we don't need to add more water. After adding water, immediately we'll add cottage cheese or paneer around 300 grams. I have cut into medium sized cube. So this goes in. So stir very gently as it's raw cottage cheese paneer and it's extremely soft. So just give a nice mix and then cover it and cook it on medium high flame for 4 to 5 minutes more, or till you see the gravy has changed color, the paneer pieces will be softened, and then just mix it gently. You can adjust salt according to your taste at this stage, and then switch off the flame. It's just looking perfect. So you just need to cook the paneer for 5 to 6 minutes in the gravy, and this will automatically thicken when it cools down. So this is perfect to me. Next we'll prepare very easy cauliflower potato stir fry. So here I have cauliflower or full gobi around 400 grams. I have cut into small florets, and one large potato I have diced into small cubes. Then I have taken here a fry pan. I'll heat it in medium flame, and there goes 2 tablespoons of oil. This dish can be made in just 10 to 12 minutes, and it has very less spices. So in the once the oil is nicely heated, I'll add half teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera and half teaspoon of mustard seeds goes on. Let the seeds nicely crackle in oil. Whenever you add mustard seeds, the mustard seeds should nicely crackle, otherwise it will turn bitter. 2 red chilies goes in and slitted green chilies too goes in. So both the chilies will give a nice flavor enhancement for this dish, and few curry leaves goes in. So just mix everything so that they all release their flavors in this oil, and then I'll add the cauliflower and potato. You can see how small I have cut the potatoes so that it can be nicely stir fried. So for initial 1 minute I need to toss them in high flame. So after tossing them, I'll just add salt as per my taste and 2 pinch of turmeric powder. That's it. This dish does not require any more spices, and turmeric powder quantity should be literally 2 pinch. We just want a slight touch of turmeric powder. Mix everything and now lower the flame to low medium and cover it and let it cook for 5 to 6 minutes. After 5 to 6 minutes, we had not added any water. The cauliflower and the potatoes will release its moisture. So now give it a mix again, and then I'll cover it and cook for more 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, you see my potatoes have been nicely cooked. 80% is done. So now we need to make them crunchy. Now cook them for more 5 to 6 minutes on open flame in medium to high flame, so that these vegetables get nice crunchy flavor, you can see. So after frying for an open flame for 7 to 8 minutes more, it's looking perfect to me. So switch off the flame. My quick stir fry is ready. Then we'll make quick dal fry in a pressure cooker. I have heated 1 tablespoon of oil, and to it I'll add half teaspoon of jeera and half teaspoon of mustard seeds. So once the seeds are nicely roasted for around 20 to 30 seconds, there goes 1 teaspoon of grated ginger, 2 slitted green chilies and 1 bay leaf. So basically we need to roast them on medium high flame so that all release their nice flavor in this oil. We are making a quick dal fry. So this is the first tempering we are going to do in a pressure cooker. Classically dal is first boiled and then the tempering is added, but we are making a quick version, so I am doing all the things in pressure cooker. Few curry leaves goes in, so just stir them for 20 to 30 seconds more. Now it's done, and I have taken here 100 grams of arhar dal or pigeon peas. I have washed them and I'll add them to this tempering, and then water goes here around 2 cups. Classically, dal fry has a semi-thick consistency. So 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder, haldi, salt as per taste, and 1 large tomato. I have roughly chopped it and added it to this dal fry. To this. 1 pinch of sugar goes in to balance the flavor, and we had already added salt, so mix it, and we need to pressure cook it for 2 whistles in high flame and 1 whistle in low flame. Let the pressure release, and then while serving we'll heat 1 tablespoon of ghee, add 1 pinch of Kashmiri red chili powder and asafoetida 1 pinch, and add the tempering on a ball of dal. Then we'll prepare dry fruits pulao. Again I have heated a pressure cooker. To it I'll add 2 tablespoons of oil and 1 tablespoon of clarified butter goes in. So wait till the ghee or butter melts, and then to it I'll add whole spices. First here I have black cardamom. Just crush it a little bit and then add it to the oil. This gives a nice flavor. 3 cloves, 4 black peppercorns goes in, and then I have here 1 inch of cardamom stick and 2 green cardamom. So let all the whole spices release their aroma in this oil. So fry it on medium high flame for 20 to 30 seconds. Cashews goes in around 7. You can also add almonds around 7. So I had not added almonds, but you can always add almond. This gives a nice flavor. Roast the cashews on low medium flame with the spices. And here for pulao I have the special Govind Bhog rice. It's a nice small grain, very flavorful rice and perfect for this type of pulao. So I'll just wash it and then I'll strain it in a strainer, and this rice goes in this pressure cooker. And now I'll roast this rice for good 3 to 4 minutes till the rice grains become literally non-sticky in this pressure cooker. So that is a signal to know that my rice is nicely fried. Initially it will stick to the pot, but then gradually when we cook it will become non-sticky. Raisins goes in around 2 tablespoons at this stage. So now I'll roast everything, and as I said, as I'll start to roast this, with time it will become literally non-sticky. It can be nicely roasted. So that is the way to know that my rice is done. It will take around 3 to 4 minutes on medium high flame. So this is perfectly done, you can see. And as this is a small grain rice, this releases a very nice aroma. If you do not have Govind Bhog rice, you can use the Siriga Samba rice, or the regular basmati rice can be used, but this pulao is classically done with Govind Bhog rice. And water I'll add here 1.5 cups. So for 1 cup of rice the ratio is 1.5 cup of water. Salt I have added here half teaspoon, and sugar 2 tablespoons. So mix everything. Now we need to pressure cook it in high flame for just 1 whistle and wait till the pressure releases. So give it a nice mix. Now I'll cover the lid and cook it on high flame for one whistle. As I said, if you do not want the sweetness, you can decrease the amount of sugar and increase the amount of salt, but classically it's done in that way, so that's why I have shared the recipe. So just I have prepared whole wheat flour or atta bhatura and cottage cheese pudding or chena kheer. I'll share the link in the description box. So let's serve our thali. First, I have here one ball of dal fry, and I had added the second tempering on the top as I had said. And then I'll serve methi paneer, and this gives a very nice flavor to the thali. Actually, in a thali, every flavor should be present, some sweetness, some sourness, some spiciness. So this thali is a complete amalgamation of flavors. Then we have dahi bhindi or okra in yogurt sauce. This has a very creamy and smooth consistency, and then goes our very flavorful and very easy to make cauliflower stir fry. This is one of my favorites owing to the fact that it can be made in very less time. In my thali, cucumber, carrots, beetroot nicely diced up, and then the pulao and sesame seeds pampad, a very unique flavor, whole wheat bhatura, atta bhatura, instant, and the cottage cheese pudding. So this is what my thali looks like, and I'll complete it with a glass of water. So I have prepared every item with a unique flavor, and you can see how beautiful it has turned out, be it the quick stir fry or the dahi bhindi, or you can say methi paneer or the simple dal fry in a pressure cooker. Every item has its own flavor and beautifully goes together, and you can see as I have served my thali, it is looking so festive, so flavorful. So do try out my recipe. I have included all the basic simple dishes, and that too without onion garlic. I hope you have liked my video. Do give a thumbs up, subscribe to my page. See you in next video. Till then, stay safe, love life, and happy fooding.